Hello, my friends. Happy Sunday to you once again, as promised. We come to you from the back alley with some, maybe some insight, maybe a little bit of insight into the scriptures and more. Joe Rogan just had Matthew McConaughey on, and in the podcast, what was interesting to me was the fact that Matthew McConaughey, he says that he's a man of faith, which I think is beautiful. It's nice to see celebrities coming out and opening up about more than, the faith that they have in this beast system, the pyramid and the all-seeing eye and all that stuff. It's nice to hear people talk about, the things that are found in the scriptures. Now, what struck me as a little strange was he said, "I don't know what to make of the burning bush, though." And Rogan responded, "What do you mean? What do you mean by you don't know what to make of that?" And then he went on to say that, he has a problem. He has a problem believing that such a thing could happen, that God could speak to somebody through a burning bush. It's interesting. On the channel here, I think you've all learned that God has been speaking to us through a lot of things. Like right at the beginning of the pandemic with the nests, all the little birds, right? Every little thing's gonna be okay, and guess what? Here we are, it's like 18 years later, and we're still doing okay. Things are a little harder than they usually are, but they're gonna get better. It's possible that maybe there wasn't some big booming audible voice, right? Maybe Moses was in the wilderness, was in the desert, and there was just a fire that he unexplainably was caught on fire. Maybe it was a meteor, maybe it was lightning. He didn't know, but it was on fire, and as he looked at it, he understood something. He thought about all of his brothers and sisters in chains. He thought about all that, and he knew that God had a purpose and a plan for him. Do you know that? I think you should. My point in saying all this is not to discount any of the miracles, but I think that a lot of people today, they try to discount the idea of God by saying things like, "Oh, well, how can somebody literally walk on water?" I got a video about that. How can somebody heal somebody who's blind? How can somebody be healed who's deaf? All these things, because what happened? Well, religion came on the scene and messed everything up. What did religion do? It made it all about big magic tricks, right? Pushing people down and them, passing out, right? Or laying hands on them. And people saying, "I had back pain for years and now I can stand and I can walk."
Answer! All the pain is gone in his chest!
We break it in the name of the Lord! Together! Holy, holy! What's going on? Lupus, all the pain is gone! Whoa! Pick it up!
Now look, I know true miracles happen, and I'm not discounting the fact that it's possible, with faith all things are possible, that we can do these miraculous signs and wonders, as they say. But the more important thing is understanding the spiritual significance to all of these miracles. When Jesus healed someone who couldn't see, they couldn't see the truth. When he healed someone that couldn't hear, they couldn't hear the truth. When people that couldn't walk, they couldn't walk. The man that was at the pool waiting for someone to pick him up and put him in the pool because he knew that the angel would agitate the waters. All that symbolic. Jesus came over, he said, pick up your bed and walk. It's like, you want to be healed or no? What are you doing? Why are you waiting on somebody else? You got to believe. Sometimes you need the truth to come on over and help you pick yourself up from the place you're at so that you can move on into the future. What's the true miracle? Coming over to somebody who, is lame and letting them literally walk? Well, how does that benefit anybody's heart and spirit? Or what's more powerful? What's more miraculous? Coming to somebody who's down on his luck, who's hurting, who's sad, who thinks that there's no point to life, who's stuck, who's lost. And you come on over and you say, "Do you want to be healed?" And you lift them up. So there's a good possibility. I don't understand why people, they say, well, I can't believe if it's all about the miracle stuff. There's a good, strong possibility that everything is spiritual to begin with, right? Manifested in the natural so we can understand it. It's a good possibility that it's probably better for you to see things clearly than to literally see, because you can be blind and see a lot better spiritually than people that aren't blind. You can be seeing as you walk around right now and be blind. Jesus said very clearly, the blind lead the blind, blind guides, right? Blind guides leading blind people, and then they end up in the ditch. So, I would tell McConaughey, why don't you look at the scriptures the way Jesus taught? He taught very clearly. He said, to you that understand the mysteries of God, you get it. But to those that are without understanding, all things are done in parable, in story, so that you can understand the deeper meaning. Perhaps the burning bush, maybe it was a picture of the brain, right? Like this. Maybe there's more to it. Or maybe Moses was tending to his flock, and one day he came to a bush that was on fire, and he had a great revelation, because that's how God speaks. God doesn't speak in the big storms and the big tornadoes he doesn't speak in all that stuff. He speaks in a very still, small voice. And where do you hear him? Within people. It's where the kingdom of God is. I love each and every one of you. I hope that this helped you. And once again, I'm not saying these things didn't literally happen. I'm saying it doesn't matter. I'm saying what matters is the spiritual. And that's what you make of it, Mr. McConaughey. He's a very good actor, by the way. I love each and every one of you. I hope you do subscribe, share, tell your friends, have the best day ever. And I hope you like this walk on Sunday. If you like them, they're easy to do. I'll do it every Sunday for you. Just do me a favor and let me know in the comment section, and have the best day ever. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching Jacob Israel. Please hit that like button, leave a comment, subscribe, and share this channel around. If these shows have helped you, help Jacob to reach more any way you can, and have the best day ever.